so displeased.
I'm just wondering where your stuff went.
I assume people use it and then don't realize it, or it's theirs, and just accept that that's the fate.
Your things that don't go into your toolbox.
I don't hide and shit, that's what happens. We have the squirrel. Hi guys. I'm streaming on my phone because I have shitty internet. And I'm lazy, but it's mostly the internet. Liz is here too, she's just hiding.
Eve.
She said, you guys don't get to see her today, I guess.
I'm here in spirit.
In spirit. I think you're here in person. You're with them in spirit.
Yeah, basically. I might as well be spirit.
And look over there, you're gonna be asleep.
I'm not, I'm sewing. Mean. Bully.
How am I doing? I'm doing great. I used a new paint on this and it screwed it up. So we sanded it and now we gotta paint it by hand. That's life. It's the same paint I used for this and it worked on that, but it didn't work on this and I don't know why. So here we are. Like, Liz, you don't love us.
They got me last night.
Damn.
Twitch did. So,
You got her last night. So.
than what I meant.
You said it. I'm just. Oh god. This paint is rough.
Oh, the oil?
No, the enamel.
Is it like congealed?
You've been. Oh, a hype train. Thanks, guys. I don't know why you're hyping this train up. It's a boring stream, but you guys are awesome. What if someone threw an egg at you? Someone has thrown an egg at me, actually, while we were shooting one time. I'm unfazed by the assholery that is the world. Must hype the train. Most hype the train. How much do I have to shake this before it's not separated? This might just be bad, guys. I don't know. I'm trying to find out. The streams are always laid back, but the chat is where the party is at, honestly. I feel like, you know those shake weights? But being a cosplayer is like you can get a shake weight without actually buying one. You just have to shake all your paints for 2 to 3 minutes at minimum. Alright, that looks like paint. That's probably fine. What's the worst that can happen? You have the same birthday as who? I actually love the like Testors model paints, except for the fact that if you do not do the thinnest layer and let it completely dry, then it will never dry, ever. So, just that. Spray paints are much better. It's because they're both like I think like they have a like an evaporative solvent in them, and that's how they dry. So, yeah. there's that. Also, I was watching this YouTube video and they were like, let your stuff dry for 6 weeks. And I was like, I don't have 6 weeks. So it's getting like a day max if I'm feeling really generous. If not, it's getting like 6 hours. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was actually like a wish list purchased outfit. And it was actually really cute. I put it on there because I was like, I want to do like a rogue looking little D&D outfit thing. The OnlyFans people are always about that kind of nonsense, so they hyped me up about it. They also wanted, what's her name? Not Siri. Yennefer. But I like the game outfit for Yennefer more than I like the show outfit for Yennefer. Same with Siri, honestly. I like Siri older and in the game more than I like her in the show, but I don't know. It's fine. Geralt's doing enough for all of them. I'm really blind. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to read this.
I can look at it if you want. While I'm sewing.
Oh, that's fine. Give all your bits to Liz. She deserves them. She actually has a stream schedule.
You don't have one just because I'm too chaotic. Technically, you should get the bits.
No, because you're still giving them a stream. I mean, they should get. You're the one doing it. Oh, that's probably too thick. Hmm? Add.
On Webtoon, it's this Webtoon series that was just. Oh, the bits are so cute. They gave you little flags.
A little flag. Oh, the gay flags?
Yeah, they're so cute.
I can never tell what's a bit and what's an emoji.
The bits are gonna have like the little numbers next to it.
I can't see those.
Okay, bits usually.
Oh, that's easier. Hype train, level 2. It's interesting how things pop up on mobile.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Ooh, you got like this cool little octopus.
An octopus?
Emote.
Oh, that's neat.
I like that. I'll possibly have it.
I need to make cute emotes. I want to make a little bat. Maybe,
Please.
maybe a ghost. Probably Steven. Gotta make Steven.
She won't prank me.
Huh?
Someone wanted to know if you ever pranked me. Like you wouldn't want to deal with me being upset or anything. Like not like legit pranks. Like you like make fun of me and stuff.
Liz would get so mad. You guys don't understand Liz's 0 to 100-ness. Obviously.
Okay, I'm pretty 0 to 100 in streams though about things. I feel like anyone who's on my stream probably would be.
There's no jokes. She's just gonna be like, why would you do that? And then it would be no fun because she would just be sad and then I'd feel bad.
It would have to be something that isn't like.
Like what?
Like.
All the normal pranky things Liz would be upset about.
Like which one? Like what would be your go-to?
You think of one.
I don't know. I've only done one thing and it's like basically vandalism and I would never do it again.
Pranks are usually just like hiding stuff that you're looking for or...
Oh, okay. AJ does stuff like that.
Yeah, and you get annoyed at him.
I'm like, AJ, why? And then usually what I do. My response is usually,
Look at my shiny midnight buckle. Wow!
look at these
Remarkable.
men with mustaches.
Men with mustaches.
Little emotes with men with mustaches. Hello, Juzo Inui2. Thank you for saying hello.
Liz is creeping in the chat, so
I am seeing your
she does love you guys.
Yeah, Angel Wolf is right. I would
Hmm.
get mad and upset at pranks.
AJ lives in the stinky man lands.
But AJ is also really lovely. Like, I joke about him all the time, but I do love AJ, so. And he does get on my nerves a lot, but it's fine.
I feel like getting on our nerves is part of their charm.
Yes. Because I also promised AJ I'm going to buy Negan a cat book bag to bring him over. I'm not going to buy a cat book bag. I'm just going to bring Negan over in his crate.
I feel like Negan would love a cat book bag.
I feel like he would too. I just want to do my research on them, you know? There's a bunch, and then there's off-brand ones.
Get the one that what's-his-face has.
Oh, the backpack cat guy?
Yeah.
He would promote a bad one, you're right.
Yeah, he likes his cat too much.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got that cat in that backpack all the damn time.
He does, yeah. And he goes up fucking mountains. Maybe that's what I'll get Negan. Bring Negan. I'll bring Negan. I mean, I'm sure he's fine. He just has to get his vaccine, his little kitty vaccines.
So kitty vaccines.
Yeah.
He,
You know, like
he can't hang out with people until he's got his COVID shots.
It's not COVID. It's for like feline leukemia and stuff.
And it's just funny. Alright, that's probably good enough. Whatever.
But yeah, AJ wants me to bring him over. So I will bring him over to meet Fred and Faith. It's just gonna be a lot of growling, I feel like. I don't know how Faith is gonna respond to him. I don't think they're gonna like each other.
Or Negan's really gonna like Faith, like in the Doki Doki way.
Maybe. He's kind of a bully. I'm gonna have to trim his claws.
But he's always rubbing all over the stuff she sits on.
It's true. But I have to put his claws before I bring him over. Just in case.
It's my most used eyeshadow. Probably there's like this peach one by ColourPop that I've used for like literally every makeup I've done in the last like 3 weeks. Before that, I really liked the Nikita Dragoon one. Dragon, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's a morph palette. Before that, it was, I think it's called Under the Lights.
Oh, that one's pretty.
I use that one for like everything. It's also morph, but
Suki!
something. All right. Oh God, it's stuck to it. That's fine. Look at him. Isn't
I
he
don't know
good?
what Negan would do if he met Anonymous.
He would be very concerned, probably.
Yeah, he's never seen a noodle. That's eat at some point.
Oh God.
Suki's using my Bakugo emotes! Yay!
Painted this yesterday. I'm pretty happy with it. Took me a lot of trial and error with Midnight's Buckle to figure out how to use this specific chrome paint I bought. Oops. Go away, Midnight. Dry over there. But this looks so good. Like, you can still see a little bit of like the print lines, but I'm lazy, so that's what we're doing. If no one's getting that close to my head, except maybe Liz, but
Yeah, because shitty paint job.
she'd say that and I'd bop her. So.
I would never say that. Your paint jobs are a million times better than mine always. You do more sanding and whatnot, filler primer than I do.
It's because I find sanding very therapeutic, and you find sanding to be like the bane of your existence. Ooh.
Allie, I'll show Amanda the message after stream.
Hmm?
I'm supposed to show you a message that she sent me. It's not anything bad or anything. It's just
Sounds very ominous.
No, it's just something she wants to do with one of the friends.
Yeah, you can't say nonsense. Liz will figure out. She'll see it if you say nonsense. They're like, it's handy to have someone reading the chat. People can't say nonsense.
Yes.
It's so smooth.
Very true. I am not getting all of the chat, but I get most of it.
It's just the whole like crown. It's just very regal.
Yeah, her Thor cosplay is gonna be great. Someone wanted to know who the cosplay was for. I told Thor.
Oh shit, this still isn't dry. I don't know how to dry paint, obviously. This is impossible.
Is the spray paint still wet?
Yes.
I feel like that paint is just.
Maybe I made a mistake in buying this paint. Oof, damn it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be battle damaged. Yeah, with fingerprints. Alright, anyway. We are gonna...
Did it need 6 weeks?
I guess it needs 6 weeks, but I gave it a day, and that wasn't enough. Ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't have the time for this, so... I'm just gonna exist here. For anyone wondering, do not buy Montana chrome paints. The regular spray paints, fantastic. Their chrome paints are a whole bitch. Awful. 0 out of 10. Whatever, we're gonna weather it. So I'm gonna deal with that issue.
I feel like we have many friends who, if they were watching the stream, would be like, Amanda, why?
I don't care.
My father also be.
Your father is already impressed with the amount of stuff I do, so.
No.
Around
He
the
would-
house.
Oh, yes, okay. I was like, I don't know if he'd be impressed by this.
Oh my gosh, everywhere I touch is a fingerprint. There's no getting away from this. I'm not sanding this and repainting it. It's too complex. We're just gonna have fingerprints all over it. It's fine. Loki's kind of a mess anyway, so. This is the problem with living in a humid state, by the way, guys, is that nothing ever really, you know, does what it's supposed to, especially spray paint. Spray paint's like, what if I just never set? What if I was always wet? And I'm like, what if you weren't the worst substance known to man? I've gotta say, like, of all the parts of like prop making, spray painting it is my least favorite because of that. Because I work super hard on like the whole sanding nonsense only for me to touch it, leave a fingerprint, and I want to commit some crimes. You know, it's just how it makes me feel. Oh my god, this is going poorly. I'm fucking. Ugh. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's just fingerprints all over the edges.
Psycho Gamer Girl said that they have the same day and month as you, just different year birthday.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Oh my god, my whole hand has fingerprints, so just here we are. Jeez. This is awful. We're just gonna put black paint everywhere that a fingerprint exists and call it a day. Initially I was like, this is gonna be a really pristine helmet. No, or crown thing. We're gonna make this so battle damage. The stream will be me teaching you how to battle damage your stuff so your shitty paint jobs look intentional. I basically just rub black paint all over the whole thing and then wipe it off. And then, you know, if you shittily wipe it off, then it looks like weathering. My form of cosplay is fake it till you make it form, in case you were wondering. In case there was any questions about that. If you had any semblance of an idea that I had my life together, just know you're wrong. Can someone explain to me what the heck pog means? Because people are like poggers, and I was like, this reminds me of Frogger, but I know I'm wrong here. I literally cannot grip this crown, so I just kind of have to like let it rest in my hand and then gently rub it and hope it actually does something and doesn't fall and break. I'm just too old to know what all these hip new terms are that the kids are saying. That's what I've decided. They're like, poggers, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Totally know what that means. Hmm?
Be careful, you don't want to blow things out of proportion.
That's neat. I like that. This is making some bomb props. Bomb as fuck props over there.
I'm gonna put it on Patreon, Instagram so they can see it.
And by that I mean it's actually just props. Go look at her Instagram. It's on there.
The Patreon.
I lied. It's not on there. I lied to you. I'm sorry. So nobody knows what it actually means? Excitement or epic moment?
Yeah. Looks so cool.
So, let's see. If we made it an acronym. G could be great. I don't know what the other ones could be from. I'm gonna put this on my head and it's gonna like rub gold paint onto my head for all of existence, and I'm just gonna be so annoyed. I'm so excited.
Oh, you mean like when you cosplay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought you meant right now. I was like, maybe not put that on your notes.
Maybe if I wait 6 weeks to cosplay Loki, it'll actually be dry.
Sounds realistic.
Sounds like our normal time frame. I think I like the amount of dark weathering I put on. Now I kind of want to like do some scratches so they, you know, distract from the amount of fingerprints that's on it. It's fine. It looks pretty intentional, I'd like to think. Okay, let's see. Let me go get a Sharpie Stabby Boy. That's fine.
You need to take that one?
I don't want a new one. They're too clean. So I kind of just like make little like things, like if someone had shot and it like had made like a graze. This looks pretty cool. Also, this specific crown gets really messed up in Agent of Asgard anyway, so if I do drop it, hopefully I break the right horn. You know, normal stuff. They're gonna be like, wow, it's so nicely weathered. And I'm like, yep, that was the whole goal the whole time.
This would actually stay.
Well, hello, Wendy.
Hello,
I love this.
Poland?
It's the perfect soundtrack for picking out Winn-Dixie's guaranteed fresh produce. So
Poland.
fresh.
I don't know
What
what
else is
Poland
music
is.
to my ears? What's that?
But hello there.
Loving twin. Opening up my app to see we earn so many coins that all the groceries in our cart are free. Winn-Dixie has the best quality and winning rewards. I love the sound of that. Winn-Dixie, it's a win-win. Terms of policy from Winn-Dixie.com. Your roommate's document for the 5th time today. But you have a $5 Chalupa credit card from Taco Bell. So this document might as well be the salt from a burn thing. And your loud neighbors turn it to a telephone demo with the BB5 level. With the $5 Chalupa credit card from Taco Bell, you never get more in your blessing. It's value beyond belief. And then participating in paper for the good time. Contact one, prices are item prepared. Just as easy as contact one.
If you go in at an angle and then go in the other way at an angle, you can usually carve out like little like scratches. Look pretty realistic. Dang, this is gonna be real weathered. That's what we're doing, guys. And I'll show you how to like make these, because underneath, if you do just this and like you stop just here, you're gonna be able to see like the filler primer and everything underneath the spray paint. Or if you didn't filler primer, you're gonna see like the 3D print. And that really won't kind of sell it, so. I like to put silver there, even though technically if this was like a fully gold crown, you wouldn't have silver there. But gold has a very high, like a very low melting rate, so I don't think they're actually making everything out of gold, so it's fine. Another thing is like texture, so I kind of want like texture on like this part, so I'm just gonna press it against my pants. And it should cause the kind of texture. That sounds really chaotic, and it totally is, so don't do it if you really like your pants. But if you don't mind, it works really well. See? Creates like an interesting texture. I'm telling you, man, cosplay is just a bunch of what are you doing? I don't know. Something. grab the silver so we can do the edges. Yeah, I was like, nobody's making a easily penetrable helmet. That seems very, very stupid, honestly. Alright, got some FX paint because I know this shit doesn't piss me off. So I usually like to, I didn't pull out this guy yet. Always be super careful with sharp objects so you don't, you know, cut yourself or something. Y'all know my history with that. Maybe wear fancy gloves or something, or eye protection, or any of the safety things I should be wearing that I'm not. It's fine. This is like one of those things where it's like, these were performed by a professional. Do not try at home, except I'm not a professional. I'm just like an idiot, so. Use me as a what not to do. There you go. I like to rub this on the edges. It'll catch mostly on the edges of anything that you've like pulled up. What is this dramatic dubstep-y music? Okay. Use a pointy brush, a pointy boy, if you will. What? What are the comments? They're funny. Hello, Brazil. Yeah, painting stuff's fun if you are hand painting stuff. I hate spray painting stuff. If I can hand paint something, it's usually what I'll do. Alright, cool. I think this looks properly destroyed. Wasn't the goal, but you know what? You kind of roll with the punches. If something goes wrong, don't get mad. Get weathered. Are you upping me? Alexa, skip. I don't like this song. It's annoying the hell out of me. Okay. Cool enough. Nice. Look at this nice weathered boy. He looks like a disaster, but he looks like a purposeful disaster. Take pictures of him and show. Oh, I will not take pictures of him because my phone is otherwise preoccupied by you guys. So. No, I was gonna post it, show them, but I realized that's not a possibility until I'm done. Alright, we're gonna paint this midnight buckle. It's probably not dry, but you know what? Today's theme is not dry print, so I don't care. like to just shove black paint in all of the little crevices and then just wipe the top off. Call it a day. Voila. Weathered. A very chaotic way of cosplaying, honestly. You dip that boy in some water, you Ouija him out, and you go, whoosh, whoosh. Once you get that first layer of water down, you can kind of like, you have a little bit more wiggle room with the dry time, and you can just go in with like a dry brush, paper towel. And don't knock it until you try it, because it actually works pretty well. So it looks like you don't lose those details anymore. Nice. Look at that. Bam. I told you it was going to be chaotic. I don't know what you expected. I was like crafting chaos. I was not like professional crafting tips brought to you by Amanda. No. Chaos. I'm not like professional here. You never will be. Part of the charm. The charm is anyone can be bad at cosplay. You just have to try to be bad. If you want more weather, you can go in with your little wet boy. He's still pretty covered in black paint, so. Also, if you like your hands, wear gloves. If you don't, then do what I'm doing. Patting it makes it kind of look hammered, in case you were wondering why I was doing that, instead of brushed. So if you brush it like this, it looks like brushed metal. If you pat it, it looks like hammered metal. So whatever floats your boat, tickles your fancy, I don't know. Wow, weathered. Alright, that's done. Wash my hands. And I'll figure out something else to do. Shoot over there.
I'm thinking about making that this month's sticker, and then anyone who doesn't have paper can get it off the store, but it's over one statement. I'm not doing the shoulder this month, but they might like the sticker.
I think we'll like it anyway. Interlude to our chaos dance party. Alright. What should we do now, guys? The fun part about you guys being on the cell phone is I can just take you wherever I want. Whenever I want. Clean your brushes, guys. Don't let the paint dry in it. Don't do that here. It's chaotic.
I've been cleaning all the brushes since that one brush. How was I to know that that one brush was your favorite? Stupid ass fucking square brush. I bought you a replacement. Look. Where is it? Here it is.
Liz is so funny because she messed up this one brush, but I have a pack of like a bunch of them.
That's the replacement one.
It's too tiny. Use this brush.
No, it was not. That's not the one I messed up. The one I didn't dry was this side.
No, it's the other one in
I
there.
never used the large one.
I know which one you used.
I used the one that was this size.
Because you used the one that I showed you how to paint the gloves with. It was not that one. It's the other big one in
I
there.
don't remember what brush that is. I thought you were talking about when I was painting with the grenades.
No, that's not the one you messed up.
Oh.
You messed up Ricky's glove.
Oh,
And it's
that
the
was
one
a
in there.
mistake. I didn't hear you.
You didn't listen. Now you can hear me. I was speaking directly to you. You have selective listening when it comes to Amanda. Liz likes to listen to 20% of what I say on a good day. Yes, I was referencing that one. I held a whole funeral for that brush. I like to just give Liz shit for everything, especially if I like told her how not to mess it up, and she just didn't listen.
Make a fucking Pokeball holder and
What?
fucking make sure my Pokeballs stay on a belt. You're over here talking shit.
Sorry, can't hear you.
So should I sew a square around it, or should I just chaotically hot glue this
I don't know what you're
onto
doing.
a belt, a magnet onto a belt?
I don't think hot glue works on magnets. Does it?
I just put a bunch of hot glue on the outside of a magnet and keep it against the inside of my Pokeball. Like, look.
You mean as like a sealant?
Yeah, to keep the magnet from moving. I literally cover the whole magnet, so the magnet part is against here.
Yeah, but isn't the glue attached to the plastic?
Yeah.
So as long as if you're gonna do that method, then
Where's the Pokeball that has the magnet? Oh, here. Yeah.
make sure, like, put that on the other side of your leather or whatever belt you're putting on,
Oh,
and
this
then
still magnetizes.
okay.
I just meant this piece that's going on the belt. I'm being chaotic. I'm going to sew it.
Are you?
Yes.
Liz, that is Liz. Like, if I could give Liz a face, it would be that face.
Which face?
The face that I always give you.
Which one?
The
Yeah. Neck.
she says things, and I'm like, and she's like, go away. Leave me alone. And I'm like, all right. I don't need to prank Liz. I need to just bring up mistakes.
Basically.
If that's a prank, then I prank Liz every day.
Yeah. She likes to remind me often.
Not of the same thing. Usually different things. Whatever my heart
I know,
desires.
You can mix it up.
I gotta keep it interesting.
Interesting.
Loki's like, ooh. I gotta be careful, this thing's gonna fall.
My God, it's back. Oh no, I forgot. There's metal on my fucking
Aw,
sewing
miss you
machine.
too, Nick.
Oh no, this is gonna be rough.
What are you doing?
Trying to, I can't sew it down.
Why can't you sew it down?
Because the magnet moves wherever the metal is underneath it.
What do you...
The sewing machine.
Yeah, why don't you just mark it with a Sharpie and then sew over it on 3 sides and then slip it in. Just make sure the side that you sew down last is the side so gravity isn't working against it. So it's like a little pocket for the magnet, you know? What are you bletting me for? Liz is trying to sew a magnet into a thing, but her sewing machine's metal.
Aw, damn it. Alright, what if I did use a sewing machine?
Why can't you use a sewing machine?
Because I have to re-thread the needle. Just hand stitch it, it's fine. I can't see you from...
Why don't you use fabric glue?
Now... Oh, I guess I could do that. No, because it doesn't stay.
If you left it for the required 48 hours,
No,
it
I'm
would.
not gonna not move it for 48 hours. I want to wear this costume maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow!
Yeah, if I don't wear Hawks. I don't know which is a better choice. Should I do Ash, Lady Ash, or Hawks tomorrow? What do you think?
Chat, should Liz do Lady Ash tomorrow or Hawks?
Why are they gonna just pick Hawks?
What are you gonna wear for Hawks?
I hope I brought much. Oh wait, no, I can wear Kirishima's pirate pants for him. And I have a black t-shirt with me.
Or like a fashion look?
Yeah, with the Kiku stop code.
Oh, that's fair. Are you gonna do the Kiku Stop code tomorrow?
Oh wait, should I wait until you're doing Dobby? I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Well then I will not be Hawks.
They all chose Hawks.
I know, well they're gonna have to wait. I'm not doing Hawks now.
Yeah, Liz is supposed to do, so we both have a Kiku Stop jacket, but I have this Dobby one I was supposed to review like last year. Or like, not even review, just shoot last year. And I didn't do it because Dobby's like a lot to get into because I do like latex and like rolled toilet paper method, so it looks like veins.
Pirate Fury is next week.
Yeah, Pirate Fury is next Thursday. We're shooting that. It's like a CMV too. I don't know if I was supposed to mention that. Oh well, I did anyway. Yeah, we're gonna do a CMV for
Yeah,
it.
now we have to get into it.
Yeah, now we have to do it, so let's put it into the universe.
Oh, Vance told you good night.
Good night. Well, there's one vote for Lady Ash, so that person will be happy.
Yay. They probably don't realize you mean Ash Ketchum.
I think they know you mean Ash Ketchum. Who else was Lady Ash?
I don't know. Banana Fish Ash.
Oh, yeah, Banana Fish Ash. Now Liz can't forget her back out. She has all this stuff now, so now it's not even a... We just have to put the costumes on, we can go. Like, everything's made for it. Oh, speaking of which, I made this cool bottle for it. Isn't he pretty?
No.
I think he's pretty. I glued a bunch of thread to him to look piratey.
Yes, there's real grape juice.
Yes, it is a wine bottle. There is real wine in it. Whether there will be real wine in it during the shoot, I don't know, because that's illegal on beaches here.
No shit, is it?
Yeah.
Probably not.
All right. Productivity. What are we doing now? Midnight is done.
Do you have anything you have to do for Lady Aizawa?
Lady, no. Lady Aizawa is done too.
I'm the one who has to do things then for those looks.
Midnight just, I'm waiting on, I either need to like resin cast some things or
I got a mate for mask, by the way. Not Ladies. I'm still gonna use the horse.
yeah, they're in the box.
I just wanna make sure.
was like, I have a mask too. I don't know if it fits you though. Might. Bye, Allie. Have fun hanging out with some friends.
Allie, I will ask Amanda about the picture.
Is it Gambit?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's something she wants to decorate her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's something already shot. Also, it's kind of why we should edit that photo set. We were talking about editing the other day, because I wonder if she would like one of the pictures with that instead.
Liz is productive when it falls into like a very specific, so she gets these like waves of massive creativity for very specific things. So, and then she'll knock it out in like an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is. But it has to catch that wave. Otherwise she's like, one day, perhaps, maybe. If you're lucky.
Trying to use that wave right now to get everything that's been pending done.
It's like, we're supposed to shoot Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things I'm talking about working on today.
She's gotta take in the dress though.
I need you to pin me.
Pin you?
Yeah, so I can be in my waves.
Against what?
Any wall that you would like.
Wow. It's my favorite Boku no Hero ship. I don't know, Bakudeku. But that's not true, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know. I like everything. I see a new ship every day on Twitter, and I'm like, that's good shit. I saw like Todo Denki yesterday, and I was like, that's a good ship, and I don't know how I got there. I like Todo Baku too, though. I like Todo Bakudeku Kiri too, I like all of them. You know, they could all date each other, and I'd be pleased, whatever. You know what? Yeah, send me your favorite Gambit Spencer fanfic, and I will read it, and maybe that'll like be the spark I need. Because like sometimes I'll read a fanfiction and I'll be like, I'm doing this now because it's such good fanfiction.
Oh, prisoners.
Yeah, another thing that was made me get into and then abandoned the last minute.
Do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We have everything for both of them, right?
Do we?
Yeah.
Did you get a new wig?
I think I'll just use the old one.
The old one didn't have a back.
Oh no. Sorry. The replacement wig was the professor wig.
Oh, okay.
You just have to trim it.
Yeah, she used half of a wig
Yeah, I
for
did.
her.
For Jake Gyllenhaal. Most chaotic shit. Honestly, those wigs that have the undercuts that are crazy expensive, that's the wig that would be perfect.
Yeah, Sarah's so underrated. And then the way people like draw him in fan art, I'm like, and he controls tape. He would wrap the best Christmas presents.
Oh no, that doesn't work as I expected it to.
Speaking of which, Baku's birthday is in 3 days. So, just so you know, you have to celebrate his birthday. I decree it. It's on 420. Get a cupcake, get a donut, be like, happy birthday, Baku, and eat it. Tag me. If you tag me, I'll share it on my story. I just want a whole day dedicated to him.
I feel like maybe this could work, but I feel like if I do too much, it's not going to work. It does look kind of cool though. That's too pretty. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm worried that I messed up my soldering.
Bye.
Oh, I did kind of. My light's flashy now. I moved it around too much when I was hot gluing. But like, it's like
Oh, that's neat.
I don't know, it's just cool.
You can't walk heavy.
No, I can't. Not with this. This is literally gonna be like we're gonna get to shoot. And I'm gonna have a bag and I'm just gonna go for pictures. It's not gonna be like con friendly or anything.
Someone's gonna bump into you at a con and they're gonna go
And I will
lose all your Pokemon.
lose my mind because that's what happens when people ruin my cosplays at cons. To be fair, that would be a little bit my fault though. See, look at the solder. It's completely loose. No.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to resolder that.
Don't know if I'm gonna put magnets in all of them. I think I'm just gonna resolder this one, and there'll be one that sits on there for some pictures, and the other ones will be in my hand. I'm afraid of ruining all of them.
My most complicated costume to do, probably Arnea.
Ugh, Arnea.
It's like a full body armor. Ugh, and she's in heels. Do not recommend. My thoughts on polyamorous relationships. Oh, I have no problem with polyamorous relationships. Polyamorous relationships work as long as everyone in the polyamorous relationship is on the same page. I have had situations in the past where like I was dating someone and they decided to start dating someone else because I said I was fine with polyamorous relationships, but I also wasn't informed that that was a circumstance that was happening in the current immediate time frame. So I was kind of like caught off guard when they're like, yeah, this is our other significant other. And I was like, we have another one? Nobody told me. And then I wasn't attracted to that person, so it did not work at all. So yeah, as long as everyone's on the same page, it's good. Exactly. You save one slice and then on April 20th you eat it and you take a picture and you're like, happy birthday, Bakugo, and just pretend the whole cake was for him. Hello. I'm gonna do something. I have a list of stuff I have to do. I'll go look at it.
We all know the feeling. 1 minute your phone's in your hand, and the next thing you know, or this. Stay in touch with device protection from Assured.
One
For a limited time, you have another chance to enroll in hassle-free device protection.
One
with
magnetized.
Yeah,
with options to
yeah,
cover
just
loss,
one
theft,
gets to be on a belt, the other ones can be in my
and
hands. It's
safe
fine.
with Assured. Before
I'm so worried
accidents
about
happen. Click or tap the banner to learn more about device protection and sign up.
Tuxedo mask. I just have to make a cape for him. I can't do that on stream. I could, but it would require like setting up a crap ton of stuff, and I don't feel like doing that. So look at this sad blank Gandalf list. One day, guys, one day you'll get Gandalf. One day when I can find an affordable beard prosthetic. Hisoka, Willy Wonka, Shigo.
Alexa, skip.
She can sense the annoying songs.
That's because they started to annoy me. Because I didn't used to pay attention to them, now I do.
When I met Liz, she didn't listen to the beats and songs, and I've ruined that for her, unfortunately. So now she suffers as well. I don't really know. Liz, what are your thoughts on polyamorous relationships?
I don't have a problem with them or anything. As far as me being in one, if I was attracted to the third person, you know, like maybe, but I feel like I would feel like I'm gonna be replaced always, just because all the polyamorous relationships that I have seen do not end well. I think they're really good in theory.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but
Execution, less good. I feel like it's always like it's always gonna eventually end with one person not working out. I feel like that would be me probably, because I would get like, oh, I'm sad or whatever. Like I don't know, like compare myself to the other person. I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like I don't feel like I have the emotional capacity to be confident in myself all the time to where I wouldn't have days where I felt like less good. You know what I mean? I don't know.
me and Liz are on different wavelengths on some things. I think this is one of them.
I feel like it's the preamble to one relationship ending and another one beginning. I'm like, I don't know.
That's terrible.
Well, it's because every poly relationship I've ever seen ends up that way. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
The ones I've seen.
Okay, I don't know what you've seen, but they're like, my partner is poly and I'm willing to try it. I just get kind of hurt when he compliments other people in a romantic sense. I don't know how to stop feeling hurt by that. So my thing is, obviously it's not going to work if not everyone is on the same page. And when I say everyone is on the same page, like there has to be an equal love in the whole thing. Like, there's a very perfect balance that like exists in polyamorous relationships where, so say there's usually a bridge. There's very often like a bridge, partner, and that's the person that the two side partners like kind of like gravitate towards, I guess. And that's usually where something goes wrong, if that middle bridge person ends up liking one more than the other. And that's usually what I think a lot of people see, and that's like where a lot of the drama starts. Because obviously if that bridge person is the one that like both are gravitating towards and the bridge pays only attention, there's no one here for that, I guess, leg of the relationship. But if it's a perfect trio, like there's an equal amount of love and like a perfect unity, I guess, it works really well. Because even if one gravitates towards more in some circumstances, the one that they're gravitating toward becomes the middle, and they can just interchange who that middle piece is. That way nobody at any point is feeling left out, if that makes sense. But if you ever have a circumstance where one person only likes one person in the relationship, that sets you up for a kind of disaster, because any time when they're not getting the attention from the one person they like in the relationship and they're trying to give that equal amount of attention to the other one, this one just feels left out, if that makes sense. AKrCos, I'm not saying that. She's gonna end my life.
What?
And they were trying to make a joke, but I'm not repeating it.
What was the joke?
I don't want to say it. You're gonna get mad.
What's the joke?
It's about you looking like a boy, like a 13-year-old boy.
Okay.
That's it. They just said it as a joke. They want to see your reaction.
Oh, to me. It'd be nice. I've said that I look like a child without makeup on, so yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for that observation.
I don't think that.
Oh no, I was saying that to them.
Oh. So yeah, like having the fear of being replaced or forgotten, having like the attachment issues, is where that like, so polyamorous relationships work the best when there's like a security there, I guess. A lot of times they can fail also, even if there's like 3 like alternating affections, if one person just like, you know, like, what's a good way to describe this without sounding ridiculous? If you cannot share in the sense that you can't handle watching, like if you look at somebody and you're like, that is my person, I do not want to share my person, that's not a mentality you can have in a polyamorous relationship. You have to like go into that relationship with that is our person, if that makes sense. It is not your person to share, if that makes sense. I'm gonna say if that makes sense 100 million times. It's really hard to explain them. I've explained them a few times in the past, but it's a very like, definitely like a, some people are very for it, some people are against it, some people don't understand it, things like that. Yes, if you just watching, like, so say you're in a polyamorous relationship and you're just like minding your business, or you're like at work and your other 2 partners are at home and that makes you jealous just because you're not home because you're at work, then there's like, that's a small, very light circumstance of an issue. Like more often than not, there shouldn't be a jealousy brewing from that. There should be a, I want to be home with them kind of thing brewing from that. Not a, I'm upset that the other one gets to spend time with each other and I don't get to spend time there. Does that make sense? Santana, I can't actually click anything because I'm not on desktop or save that, but if you throw it into the Heathen Hotel, I will look at it. Or the fanfiction tag on Discord.
I can never do anything on Teespring on my iPad. It's so annoying.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
You gotta just bring your laptop. Ridiculous. Liz knows she won't be replaced. She just thinks she will because she's ridiculous. Deep down, she knows it. She just likes to be self-conscious for no damn reason.
And it's not every day. It's like once every week or something.
Once a week.
Once a week.
We're working on it. Don't worry.
Or like when I have, because I feel like I have like one day every month where I just get overwhelmed, or I'm just exhausted or stressed, and then I get like all my negative thoughts that I normally am like, fuck off. Like I don't say fuck off to that day. It's a process.
She's working on it. We'll leave it at that.
Yes.
So on one point, like, yeah, so for the person who said I can't read, Little Luna Lou, there is a lot of like self-worth there and and confidence there, but also those things can be detrimental to that kind of relationship. More often than not, it's not confidence and self-worth that's needed for a polyamorous relationship. It's just a very open and trusting relationship. Like, you have to be able, like, so not in the sense that, so say your relationship isn't trustworthy, if you do not voice everything you feel, things get misconstrued, and like that lack of communication is where issues arise from. Even if there's nothing wrong with the relationship, even if you feel like a little bit bad, voicing that helps, because the other person isn't going to ever know how you feel if you're just like letting it brew and letting it build. So say like, let's make some people. We're gonna make a polyamorous relationship out of paper. Oikawa.
Suga. And Iwa.
Alright, Oikawa, Suga, Iwa.
Yay!
I don't know if these people are gonna all know who these people are. I'm gonna draw stick figures because I'm lazy. They're gonna have different arms, and that's how you can tell them different. Oh, that one looks really dumb. Alright, this one has a cape, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Wait. You can't even see them. Anyway, I'm gonna get a Sharpie. How is this what the conversation has turned to? I can't with you guys. It's fine. I don't feel like working on stuff, so let's learn some things. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, the ugliest stick figure is good. Good, good. Oikawa. Iwa. Suga. I don't know why we're doing this with volleyball characters. Liz wanted it, so. Alright, so we have these three, right? This will work really well because Suga's from a different team, so it'll create the dynamic I need anyway. Alright, put that over there. I'll clean those brushes later. I'm glad you guys are here for it. I don't know why 100 people want my stick figure descriptions of polyamory, but we're gonna do it. Alright, so say you have Iwa and Oikawa, right? And they've known each other the longest. And they're really close, and they're like, maybe I kind of like you. And they start dating. So they're dating, right? Let's bend it so they can hold hands. They're holding hands. Kind of. It's good enough. Alright. So they're dating, right? And then Oikawa, you know, I guess, starts talking to Suga. They become friends. On a what?
Rope bunny site.
No! Go away! She's trying to make this a fan fiction. Anyway, PG-13, they start talking, and Oikawa's like, Iwa, I kind of like Suga. And Iwa's like, I kind of like Suga too. So, now we're going to bend this. They're going to all hold hands. They talk to Suga about it, because communication is key, right? Mm-hmm. And they've all talked, and they decide, yeah, let's try a polyamorous relationship. So now there's 3 people in this relationship. But at this point, Oikawa is the bridge of this relationship. If Iwa doesn't give equal amount of love to Suga, there's not a perfect unity here. Because there will always be times where Suga goes off with Oikawa and Iwa feels left out, or vice versa. Vice versa, whatever, either way. So unless you can get it to the point where Iwa can go with Oikawa or Iwa can go with Suga, and it could be Iwa, Oikawa, you know what I mean? Like you could play like, so there's all of the mix and match combinations and everyone is happy. That's how you have a happy polyamorous relationship. Now say you get to the point where around Suga, like they started talking first, if these two get closer and Oikawa stops getting as much attention, let's make Oikawa the jealous one because it's just gonna work. Because say he's like really confident, he's like, why am I not getting as much love as I was when I was just with Iwa? Because Suga's here. So even though Oikawa added Suga, Oikawa didn't take into consideration that he had to split the Iwa's affections. So now Oikawa's upset because Iwa and Suga are spending too much time to each other, right? You're talking shit over there.
I said this is a great fanfiction.
The fanfiction. So now he's not expressing this upsetness, right? Because he's like, well, I'm the one who wanted the polyamorous relationship in the first place. I can't complain. And so he's like, I'm not wanted. I've been replaced. And he's like, sad over in the corner. Iwa and Suga don't realize this is brewing and like festering because he hasn't said anything. And so they think, oh, this is fine because he was that bridge. So they don't, in their minds, think that anything's going to explode the bridge. So in their mind, he's still here. But in Oikawa's mind, he's here. If you speak about it, and he's like, hey guys, I feel like I'm not getting as much affection as I was. Maybe we can put me back in the middle and we could give me more affection. Then we're happy again. And there's been conversation and there's been, you know, understanding here. And that is how you make a polyamorous relationship work. There's other scenarios I could go into, but I think you guys get it. Maybe. Liz is loving this. She just sees a fan fiction.
No, the rain.
Yeah, it is like pouring. I've actually, like, when I first started cosplaying, I used to hold like little panels and I would discuss things like polyamory and like cosplaying for like parents who are new to it and things like that and what to expect and stuff like that. And I stopped holding panels because I got more into like the building parts of it and whatnot. Did you enjoy my fan fiction, Liz?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, she enjoys it. So yeah, who knows? There's also, because I want to go into this because this is another option, works really well. And I think a lot of people, when they think of polyamory, they only think of 3 and they never consider the possibility of more. We're gonna add a dynamic because why not? I don't want to do work, so let's see.
Daichi.
Daichi, that works.
Wait, wait.
No, Daichi makes the perfect. You already said it. It works great. Alright. Daichi's gonna be our 4th.
I feel like 4 is better than 3. I just...
You think, but 4 has more dynamic issues. It has less options for things to go wrong, though, usually. Alright. So you guys are having their happy polyamorous relationship, right? She is interested again. You broke up with your last toxic ex, he told me. Oh yeah, that's terrible. I was like, a lot of people think they're into like polyamory. I'll get into that next, actually. That's a bigger topic. That's a deeper, more serious issue. But let's finish our stick figure story real quick. So, happy polyamorous relationship, right? And then Suga's best friends with Daichi. They've been best friends, you know? Because, like, you got your teammates, they were best friends, they started dating, they were best friends, they're not dating.
Aren't both these captains and co-captains?
Yeah, basically.
I love this committee.
That's why the dynamic works pretty well. And Daichi's like, hey, you've been hanging out with them a lot. Why is that? And Suga's like, oh, I'm dating them both. And Daichi's like, man, I'd really like to date all of them.
Look how it's so pretty.
He's like, they're all pretty, why not? And, but he's like, I'm mainly in it for Suga. So Suga talks to Iwa and Oikawa and is like, what about Daichi? And they're like, well, we don't know, but we can give it a try, right? So they add him, and at first they kind of like, there's this difference, right? Because at this point, Suga's completely familiar with Oikawa and Iwa, and obviously they're familiar with Suga, but they're not familiar with Daichi, and the only tie that Daichi has to them is Suga. So that makes this separated bridge, and obviously there's two people over here, and there's Suga, and there's one person over here. That's where another issue comes in, because these two obviously start spending more time with each other, because Suga is trying to incorporate Daichi into the dynamic. So it ends up breaking this off into two couples rather than a perfect polyamorous relationship. And this can cause an issue because these two will probably get jealous that they don't have Suga anymore, and they'll vent to one another because Suga's spending all Suga's time with Daichi, and Daichi won't ever actually make it into the dynamic because this bridge exists, which is Suga. So what you actually have to do is you have to move Suga out of it, and as hard as that might seem, Daichi needs to spend time like this. More time with the dynamics that he doesn't get, so the two unknowns are the bridge to Suga. So to get to Suga, he has to get to know Oikawa and Iwa. And this creates kind of like a little glue in the foundation where it's like he's gonna get closer to them because he wants to obviously get to Suga because that's the familiar aspect of the relationship, right? And you don't have that issue where there's going to be a break off because obviously Oikawa's not going to leave Iwa, and like Daichi's not going to leave Suga. So you create that perfect kind of harmony with everyone. And there will be like a little bit of dissonance and there will be like some fights and stuff like that. But it is kind of like a perfect thing going on. Because you've got Iwa and Oikawa, and you don't put Suga with Oikawa because that was the initial kind of like spark there. And you don't separate Iwa and Oikawa because that was the original foundation, but they've already added Suga. And then you have Iwa and Daichi, which are the kind of like unknown factors of it all. So yeah. I'm never gonna use this information, but it's still interesting. So that's your relationship here, right? Now I'm gonna add a different dynamic for you. And it's gonna be one that I've actually dealt with before in the past.